Hi guys, welcome to Learning Electronics Repair. I have something to review today. This is different. This is from Zotek. It's the Zoyi ZT-N2. Now this came about because on a live stream not long ago, we're having a look around to see what we could get to review that was interesting and different. And we were actually looking for some smart tweezers or like tweezer meters, yeah. And I do have the one to review which we found, but this thing popped up. So this, believe it or not, is a single soldering iron tip with a multimeter. So this is a soldering iron multimeter. And we thought, well, hey, that's different, yeah. So let's have a look at the soldering iron multimeter and see what we think, yeah. I mean, you've got to, yeah. So let's have a look at what's inside the box. This is the Zoyi ZT-N2 soldering iron. This is, it's like a T12 tip but shorter. I've had other soldering irons which take this type of tip as well. Okay. So this is an integrated heater element tip. So this should perform the same as any T12. This is USB powered, and we have the handy cover. So this is clearly meant for portable use. When you're finished, put the locking cover on and you won't burn yourself or anything else while it's cooling down, okay? The typical little stand. So this is not really a workshop stand. Again, this is for portable use, portable stand, okay? Whichever way you think it fits. I'd say it probably fits that way, or even this way. USB-C, okay, and another lead. So this is an interesting thing. So on one end is a USB-C, and on the other end is a meter probe, like a ground probe, yeah, the negative probe. And you might think, because we thought that effectively you could use this like a multimeter, but in actual fact, you put this thing in. So this is the multimeter clip, okay? And now we have our multimeter. We had quite a discussion about this as to answer a question was why? Yeah, why? I said, why? What's the point? And the big consensus is that this is meant for portable repairs. It's designed for that. This is the sort of thing you probably want to stick in your car in case something breaks down, and if you need to solder something, well, you can solder it. Okay. The only downside, I'm going to mention this straight away because it's obvious, is that if you want to solder and then measure something, well, you've got to take the hot tip out. Or wait till it cools down. So let's have a look then, and let's have a look in the order which is the most chanceable to use, I think. Let's look at the multimeter first, and then let's look at the soldering iron. But before we do either of those things, let's have a look to see how much these cost. So 24 euros, okay. It shows some solder, but it didn't come with any solder. We have two kits. Oh, this one has a carry case. I have the kit that came without the carry case. I have that one, okay. Suitable for different places, okay. So it's PD and QC protocol. I'm going to connect this to a 65 watt PD power supply. Specifications: voltage from about 12 to 1000 volts. Well, interesting, doesn't go to zero, so it seems. 50-60 hertz, sound and light, double alarm, white LED flashlight. Okay. A little bit about the company. Interesting bit of history that there, actually, if you want to read it. Okay. And that appears to be all the information we have. DC voltage also, and resistance. Okay. So this is a basic meter for continuity testing and for AC or DC voltage. Let's try it. So I'm going to attach our very interesting lead. We'll power this on. Okay. And we have some settings. So we have soldering iron, multimeter, or settings. Let's look in settings first. We set the temperature, USB voltage. Okay. I'll leave them on the defaults. APO, automatic power off. Calibrate. Sound and light. And return. Okay. Without reading the manual, it's not obvious how you change it. Oh, I see. Temperature, Fahrenheit or centigrade. This is not for setting temperature, okay? This is for silly degrees or sensible degrees, yeah? Okay, so that's what that is. Right, so the temperature must be set somewhere else. Multimeter. Please attach the test leads. Do not measure anything over 36 volts. Where's that 1000 volts coming to it? Yeah, and it just goes to auto. So this has a few settings: volts AC, auto, volts DC, volts AC, auto. Okay. So on auto, I'm guessing this measures resistance or voltage. On the short, it's saying 0.009 kiloohms, which is 8 or 9 ohms, 7 ohms going downwards. It had a calibration feature. Oh, okay, the calibration is actually for calibrating the temperature of the soldering iron, not zeroing the meter. Okay, tells us here T65 tips. Yeah, so we know the tip type. Yeah, use auto mode to measure resistance. And while we're here, a little bit more about the specification of this. So it reads down to 0.1 of an ohm. Okay. Buzzer sounds when below 47, so that's like a continuity test. No diode test mode on this. So you can see this is really meant as an electrician's tool, I would say. Probably because of the low voltage, something like an auto electrician. This is an interesting thing. I'll just point this out. Okay, as this product has a metal casing, it is prohibited to measure voltages above 36 volts. Yeah, that is important. Yes, so definitely for things like auto electrics. Okay, I've just switched my bench power supply on, so I've set it to 12 volts. Let's just check this thing. So I'm still on auto range. I haven't set anything manually. Let's see what we get. Yeah, it just goes to auto and 12 volts. Okay. Not the fastest thing in the world, but it does it. Okay, so all I can say is that this is a basic multimeter for low voltage work. There's no current range, no diode range. It's not really for electronic repair particularly. More for electrical, as I said many times now. Okay, so let's have a look to see how good the soldering iron is, and while I'm just doing that, I'm just touching the tip of this as well, see, with my finger, and I have about 2.8 volts AC. That's just me picking up stray stuff. It increases when I go onto my mat, actually. And the mat is actually connected to ground. No, now it goes down. Interesting. Okay, so how well does this solder? I'll connect this to my power bank here I use, so this is 65 watts. We'll switch it off because it's a meter mode. I don't know if we need to really. Connect the lead, switch it on. Okay, we're back to the same menu. We want soldering iron. Okay. And it's heating up pretty fast. It's drawing about 2.3 amps at 15 volts is what it's set to use, 15 volts. It will go to 20, which you would assume would give us more power. But that was the default setting, so let's try it. 350 volts C, quite happy with that. I won't use any flux because probably on site you won't have it. You'll be doing some sort of emergency repair. Let's try and solder our wires. I need some thicker solder for this actually, so I'm going to just twist a bit of this together. I mean, normally you would use thicker solder for this sort of work, otherwise you just spend a long time feeding solder in. Okay, let's go. And it's soldered. In fact, I've got a blob too much. Okay, you see what I did there? I put too much solder in. That's not a fault in the equipment, that's a fault in the user. Yeah. And it did it, I mean, you know, you'd expect it to. Lastly, I'm just going to try a bit of SMD soldering. Why not? So we'll go into the settings. As well, I'm going to turn this to 20 volt, which is the maximum. So voltage set 20 volt. Okay. Yeah, my power pack just went to 20 volts, so you saw that worked fine. We'll go back to soldering iron. Okay. Heating back up again. So while I was in the settings, it obviously went off. Yeah, this just turned the temperature up. So normally I have my soldering irons about 380 for SMD work. We've done that. Let's see. So my scrap board, I've tested so much stuff on this now, I'm surprised anything left on here really. Okay, we'll try one of the large capacitors. This one will do. Apply some fresh solder, leaded solder. Okay. This blade type tip is not my favourite. It's not one I normally use, so it's possible my technique isn't so good with this tip type, which may be giving an unfair result, but we'll see. Can we unsolder this? So warm both ends at once. Yes. And quite easily actually. Another one. Bit of leaded solder. Okay. I won't put the flux on this time. See if there's enough on here already. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. So this works as well as any other T12 really, or similar to a T12. The soldering iron actually works fine for PCB, SMD, as well as soldering wires together. And I guess that's what you really want this for, yeah? Particularly the soldering wires. One other feature with this that I will mention is that this is battery powered. Kind of. So we can power this up and we can go to the multimeter. Okay. And we can use the multimeter. Running from battery. And that's interesting actually, because I've not tried it before. It actually does work with the soldering iron tip. Yeah. Well, that's not documented, yeah, so I've just discovered that. It maybe gives a bit of a strange reading. Let me see if it actually reads resistors accurately with the multimeter using the soldering iron tip. So this is a 47k resistor. What's it read? It reads, it's got a good connection onto it. It reads 47k, interesting. And I've just connected my bench power supply, let's have a look. So, set to 12 volts. using the soldering iron tip. Ah, yes, it does, it reads it. Yeah, I haven't tried one thing with this. I'm just going to try it now. Just read the negative voltage. Yeah, reads negative voltage as well. So, in fact, you can use this as a soldering iron multimeter. I guess then the only reason for this is to probe into narrower spaces, but personally, I think that works better, okay? I did mention before discovering that interesting fact that this kind of is battery powered, sort of, because if we go into the menu and we go back to soldering iron and press OK, it tells us to connect the power lead. So it's not a battery powered soldering iron, but the multimeter works. Yeah, using the battery like a multimeter would do, and it actually works as a multimeter using the tip. Okay. So to sum up then, I like some things about it, obviously, especially the fact, you know, you can just put this on when it's hot, it's fine. You can use it as a multimeter when it's hot, it's fine. Okay. It's not a battery powered soldering iron, a bit of a shame that, since it has a battery. I think there's a screen protector on this thing. Yeah, let's take that off there, not as shiny. Okay. Before somebody comments, although you probably already have done. I'm not the target audience, I think, for this. Yeah, I have a bench, I work on the bench mainly. I do a bit of on-site work, and I do carry a multimeter around. I don't generally carry a soldering iron around. Probably I should do, so maybe I should take this with me. So I'm not really the target customer for this. And at first I thought, how strange. But you know what, actually, it's quite useful. Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Because, yeah, I've gone from thinking, why, to thinking, oh yeah, I see the point. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Please get into the comments down there and let me know what you think. Let me know if you're interested in buying one of these, or if you already have one of these. And I also look forward to seeing you again soon on Learning Electronics Repair. Ciao for now, guys.